Invincible Versus is by far the worst fighting game to ever come out, and it's not even close. I wasn't gonna make a video about it until I recently saw this Reddit thread where apparently I also said the same thing. I said I was talking how trash this game was. Apparently I'm also a paid 2x KO shill because I like the game. I don't fucking know, man. I actually like Invincible Versus, but I did say, to be fair, that this is the scrubbiest game I've played since Mid Impact. And there's two reasons for this, right? One is I don't think I've ever been as tilted at a fighting game in my life. You know, I was grinding for top 20 on the leaderboard. The reason being is if you get top 20, you actually get into the credits of the game. I've never been in the credits before. That's really cool. And so while I was doing well, I was winning, I kept running into like really shitty connections. There's this like glitch where if you win a set 2-1, you actually lose points and the opponent gains points. Even, I don't know, man, it's just weird. And I was like running into rage quitters. Like, bro, just look how tight I got. I couldn't believe it, man. Please don't rage quit, bro. Oh, fuck no! This guy was top 20 on the leaderboard and he rage quit on me, and I was just like, bro, I'm losing points and I'm losing time because of this. You can understand why I was a little salty. And the second reason I said this is the scrubbiest game was because honestly, I was spin. This game is scrubby as fuck, and I want to talk about why. And we did place top 20 on the leaderboard, so this isn't like out of salt or anything. I did quite well in the beta. I am in the credits. So this isn't coming from like a lack of skill. I legitimately think this game is scrubby. And what do I mean by scrubby? Well, when I think of something that is scrubby, I think of something that, you know, like the term actions have consequences, right? Like if I do a invincible reversal in Street Fighter, right? I get punished for it. I die for it, right? This is Omni-Man's invincible reversal. By the way, I can do this holding down back. All I have to do is mash. So I could just be blocking and I could just mash this, right? What do you guys think this is on block? This is fully armored DP. Leads into a full combo. This is safe on block. You literally, this is the most actions without consequences move I've ever seen in my life. This is super scrubby. And so for example, they try to punish it. Oh wait, you can also jump out of it and stuff. You can just do it again. But the thing is, like, every character has some form of this like bullshit. Take for example Mark. I actually had to switch my team because I think there's a big difference in terms of character strength. There's characters that can like use all their boost meter in a combo. Boost meter being the yellow meter at top, and characters that can't. So for example, like if I let's put the dummy to knock guard. If I land a hit, by the way, this is one of the most degenerate lariat moves I've ever seen in a fighting game, right? So this move is safe on block, and on hit, it gets you a full combo. And by the way, you can just send this, which again, many players in the top 20 had Invincible on their team because this character is really good. I wanted to play a waifu. I'm not even playing a waifu on this team because, you know, I gotta pick the cheap shit. This is one of these games where you really have to pick the cheap shit in order to win. If you just want to like play based on vibes, not the game. If you just want to play solid, not the game. So for example, I can do this. This beats mashing, right? This assist right here, for example, from Battle Beast, that's an overhead. There are overhead assists in this game, which means that's basically hard to blockable. From a like half screen lariat assist, that's safe on block. And it leads into the touch of death. So the other thing is the damage is crazy high in this game for some characters. So I think, again, being able to spend your boost meter in a combo is really strong. So if I just do this, and again, this is like the easiest combo ever, right? I'm pretty sure my mom could do this combo. You just keep looping this. Oh, I actually messed up. You attack a super on, they're basically dead. This is and a few characters like Battle Beast, for example, that was also on my team, can do this. Battle Beast is actually a little harder. You have to like do a micro dash in between if you're like near the corner. But you get the idea, and this is doing like 90%. And so basically, if you get touched in this game once, you're dead. And you might be thinking like, okay, yeah, there is a breaker system, right? So if they have less than 2 bars, then they just like, it's basically guaranteed. The other thing you can do is you can like tag in. This tag system is literally just, you're just playing RPS. Like I wish I could say there's like deep mind games behind it. It's literally, do you think they're gonna early tag, they're gonna late tag, or they're gonna like do the fake tag? And you gotta guess RPS. And if you guess wrong, you're dead. You get one guess. And the thing is, being down the character in this game is really hard to come back from, because the assists are so valuable, right? Assists are really short, they're really quick cooldown. So the idea is like, and movement's like pretty good, especially runaway. So I could just do this, I can stall, I get my assist. All right, you have to block that left, right. And by the way, I can basically kill you from it. Okay, that didn't work.
Seriously?
All right, I can zone out, All right, time again, guess again. And then here's the reset. And then, yeah, this is, see, touch of death. You basically had to guess right. And if this happens to you, you basically just lost the game, because making a comeback when you're down a character is already like insanely hard. So yeah, I think this game is very steamrolly. That being said, obviously it's still a very high skill game. It's still very fun. Just making sure you play really careful and not to get hit that first time. I mean, the first time you can just break the combo, but the second time you're basically dead unless you happen to guess right on the tag. Yeah, the other thing that gets me about these combos is they're just really easy to pull off compared to something like Nen Impact. The touch of death and Nen Impact are actually, you know, pretty hard relative. That being said, I think this game has a few things that make it less scrubby than Impact. By scrubby, I just mean like broken, and there's certain strategies just really dominate that you kind of have to follow. So compared to Nen Impact, I think the balance is actually probably better, because it feels like most characters in this game have a lot of jank. So for example, I thought the weakest, I played Robot and Adam Eve until I eventually dropped Adam Eve. And I still think these characters are actually quite good. Robot, while he does probably the least amount of damage in the game compared to anyone, he just doesn't have access to like use burst or boost really well in combos. Yeah, I mean, I can attack a super on, but it's, again, you're not doing the damage that other characters are doing. He still has one of the best assists in the game, and he has this one of the best dive kicks I've ever seen in a fighting game. You can double jump anytime this makes contact, you get a full combo. On block, it's plus if you dash cancel it. So yeah, this character is just really good. And even Adam Eve, the character I dropped, also has one of the craziest assists in the game. This move right here covers a lot of space, especially paired with, yeah, Robot's dive kick, for example. What really cheap strategy is just do this. All right, that's a cross up, and yeah, good luck. And I get a full combo from that right away. And even like just looking at some of the other stuff like Adam Eve has, this is Sonic Fox on his Twitter, finding some really crazy resets. You know, Adam Eve is one of the characters that has a harder time killing. You just have to mix them up once. That looked pretty cheap. Granted, you know, Omni-Man's just gonna mash his armor DP and get out of it, but you know, there is some potential and there is some cheap things you can do in this game. At least it feels like to me, every character has some jank, where in Nen Impact, I mean, honestly, that game was one of the most imbalanced games that I've ever played. But yeah, so when I think of Punk's tweet, I don't really think this game is bad in the sense. I think it's scrubby, right? Or at least for me, I can't speak for Punk. I personally enjoy this game. I think it's fun. I'm gonna play on launch. I'll probably compete in it for a little bit. I'm not sure how much of a high skill ceiling it is, but I think if you're a casual gamer and you like this kind of game, I think it's easy for new players to get into. And I think it provides a different gameplay loop, so I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. Hopefully they clean up some of the stuff, like, you know, the netcode wasn't great, but I think it had like a ping indicator or something. I think it could probably be better. And you know, I'm sure they're gonna clean up the glitches, because again, this is a beta, so they'll probably clean stuff up. You know, for example, Robots B&B, that combo did not work on online. It would just drop. They would be able to block the low. I don't know why, but again, I'm sure all this is getting fixed, and that's why gameplay's playing games through beta. So will they clean up the game enough? You know, hardcore players like Punk are gonna get back to it. I don't know, but hey, I'm gonna enjoy it. Yes, I think this game is scrubby, but I probably wouldn't call it trash, and I certainly am gonna play it and enjoy it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like this game, and just because something's scrubby doesn't mean you can't play it and have fun. All right, peace. It's your boy Punk back at it again for another video. Today we're gonna be talking about how scrubby this Invincible versus game is.